Live.
All right, we are live on TikTok as well. All right, well, hello everyone. So today we are actually at a local coffee shop in Fort Worth. So we're live streaming today again to talk about the Texas House of Representatives. Hopefully you can all join us. If not, you can watch us later. And so my name is Lydia. I am a local organizer in Tarrant County.
Yes, I'm Gabe Rivas, organizer over in Arlington.
Ken Cool, Tarrant County organizer, Fort Worth base.
So
everybody, Alexander Montalvo, organizer in Tarrant County, based in Fort Worth.
Leslie Lopez, AGB organizer based in Hearst.
And Martina Van Norden, based in Fort Worth.
Misty, based in Hearst.
Rhonda, based in Arlington.
Right.
All right. Well, I was going to say that we're all three together because we're actually at the coffee shop. So we're going to be trying amazing menu items. The coffee shop that we're at is called Casa Azul in Fort Worth. So make sure you come check it out. We're right up front of this amazing picture of Selena. And so that's why us three are together. And you can see Leslie, she's trying different, we're going to be trying different menu items today from Casa Azul. So make sure you go follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And as you can see behind Leslie and Alex's screen, it's CASAAZUL. So make sure you go follow them. So I guess while we start, we can go around talking about what coffee we got to begin this with. So I got tres leches. I got mine cold, and it is absolutely amazing.
What did I get? I got the cafe.
I'm pulling it up right now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well.
Which one did you get? You got the Mexican mocha, right?
Yeah, I got Mexican mocha. I can only show the mug. It's not like you can see the coffee inside. And a great, tell everybody what this is.
That's a concha, yeah.
A concha.
We got the cafe de olla.
Which Gabe has pointed out to me is for dipping. And tastes
Oh,
amazing.
yes.
Yeah, just got it all over it, but it's fun.
Yeah, little maranitos and everything too.
Yes.
Party over here. Leslie, do you want to say what you got?
Yep. Okay, I have the cookie, one of the Mexican cookies, which is absolutely delicious. And actually, I love coffee, but I got all three. So I have the tres leches latte. I've got the Mexican mocha, which tastes just like, if any of you know, like chocolate abuelita, like very much like that. Oh, it's so good. Okay. And then I got the cortado, which is the strongest one. I'm usually more of a latte kind of person, but this one's actually really good. Like, talk about waking up. So this one really woke me up. And yeah, and the tres leches latte is probably, well, I think it's a mix right now between the Mexican mocha and the tres leches latte. So yummy.
And I am so jealous because I am not in Fort Worth right now. And so just watching you all at Casa Azul with the coffee, I am, just in my feelings a little bit. But I will say this is awesome because for people, Alex, I just thought about for people who might be out of town and need information about voting through by mail or by ballot or something, we'll be able to give them that information. So I'm going to represent the people who are just, out of town for right now.
Fantastic.
Well,
Yeah.
no worries, Martina, because I'm with you. I didn't get my coffee, but we can go together.
Okay. All right. That works.
Yeah, so encouraging community and community organizers to stop by Casa Azul. This is something that we'll be proud of by having this live stream with all of you. So for me, I am not a coffee guy, so don't tell anybody too much. Joseph is already okay with this because he has a great selection of teas. So my first tea that I'm trying is a chai latte with soy milk. So they already know that this is my combination. This is my starter for the day. And this may look like half of some sweetbread
Maranito.
only because someone has been nibbling at it. I don't know who, but someone has.
Yeah, I will say we will post a video about Casa Azul later on our TikTok. And so make sure you go follow Tarrant for Change, and then we can also go support this local business as well. There's amazing options, and this is just our first drink, so just you wait. Gonna be good.
And we
more
also got
coming.
some. We also got some from Misty. And Misty may not be able to come off mute, but if Misty wants to show her drink, she's enjoying some Casa Azul too.
I have, this is a marzipan latte, I think. I'm not sure if I said that right. I apologize. And then this is Mexican mocha. And oh my gosh,
Oh,
I got I got 3 different pan dulce.
oh yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't know what they're called. I call them pan dulce. Is that the
Yeah.
right thing? Okay. But yes, everything is absolutely wonderful. But I wish I know I'm a tea person. I wish I'd known about the teas too, but it's okay.
Next time.
Next
I'll be
time.
bragging about
I'll-
them today. So
I'll
next
go
time.
with Sharonda and
Martina. I
Martina.
was just gonna say,
Thank you.
Misty, you
I
will just go with
apologize.
us when we go back. Yeah, when we
Exactly.
go, we're calling.
It's a deal.
It's a deal.
All right. So we'll be checking in and sharing our experience as we drink these awesome beverages and enjoy the sweetbread throughout this live stream. First, we're going to start off with what is the primary? And so this is something that we've been sharing. I want to make sure that people know this. So if anyone wants to volunteer, I'll share my screen and we can go through this great resource from Texas Tribune. All right, is my screen sharing? Fantastic. Martina, how do you feel about going through some of this with us? Oh, you're on mute.
All right, there we go. So we know we're here because we are getting ready for the Texas primary election, which is March 1st. And so we know that early voting is going to be from February 14th to the 25th. Now, if you did not register to vote by January 31st, unfortunately, you won't be able to vote in the primaries. However, that doesn't mean that you can't vote in the actual future election. So if you are not a registered voter, please still go vote. Texas offers several opportunities during the year to be able to go and express your voice through your vote. So this particular election, March 1st for the primaries. And like I said, early voting is February 14th through the 25th.
So let's talk about what's on our ballot here.
Absolutely. So what's on the ballot for Texas is well, I'm just gonna read it. Thank you. Oh, you are good for my eyes. I was trying. I was like, oh boy, okay, I'm gonna do this. All right, thanks, Alex. This will be the first election in which Texans will be voting for new political districts. Our map page shows how your districts might have changed. So be aware that there have been some changes because when there's the census, that census data and that information changes some of the districting. So you want to make sure you're looking at that. Republicans and Democrats will choose their candidates to face off in November for district-based congressional and legislative offices, the State Board of Education, and judicial seats. If we'll talk about how you can find out just what district you are in. So these are the things that you, like I said, that you need to remember is that if you're a registered voter, you will be able to vote in the primaries coming up this March 1st.
And Martina, for folks who need to register for future elections because maybe they didn't get it done before January 31st, they can go to votetexas.gov, which is a website by the Texas Secretary of State. There's a couple of different resources that we'll highlight, but this is one of the places they can go, votetexas.gov, and get information on if you're registered and whether you need to, register to vote, what you need to do. So that's one resource for folks that is there.
So this is the part I was talking about, that I had to, I got the information from this organizing, is that the last day to apply for a ballot by mail is February 18th. So if you have a reason that you cannot physically make it to the polls, you do have the option of a mail-in ballot, but you have to get that, apply for that ballot by February 18th. The deadline for them to be returned to the county is March 1st. So give yourself as much leeway as possible if you're looking to vote by mail. You'll need to budget for the time it may take your county to get your ballot to you and then for you to actually apply. When do you need to drop off or mail an application? This was very important for me, Alex, when I was reading it, is that the application must be received, not postmarked, by the early voting clerk in your county by February 18th. That was very important. When do you need to mail your ballot? The deadline for mail-in ballots to be returned to the county is Election Day, which is March 1st. So if they're postmarked by 7 p.m. that day, they will be counted if they're received by the county by 5 p.m. March 3rd. So what we want to make sure is we're just giving ourselves ample time to get those ballots in. Where am I allowed to vote early? And I love early voting because you can vote anywhere in the county. You can go to any polling place, any location where there are registered to vote. Check your county elections office website. And I know we're sharing this on this platform so that you know just where your locations are. And who's eligible to vote early? Anyone who is registered to vote can vote early, but it must be done in person unless you qualify to vote by mail. Again, Election Day is March 1st. Our polling locations the same on Election Day as they are during early voting. Not always. I had this happen to me before too in my election, in my voting process. I could vote one place for early voting, but when the actual polling day came, those places were not open. So you want to make sure that you're looking for the polling location in your area before you head out to cast your ballot. In some counties, Election Day voting may be restricted to location in your designated precinct. Other counties allow voters to cast their ballot at any polling place on Election Day. So once again, we're going to be giving you the places, the websites for you to be able to look it up and make sure that you're planning your voting in advance.
Thanks, Martina. We're going to put this in the comments for everyone so they can use this voter's guide by Texas Tribune and reference the information. There's other great information about what you need to know about going to the polls, as well as the type of identification that is available for you. So we really encourage folks, if they don't have a plan to vote and don't have everything they need and they have questions, this is a great resource to get you started on making that plan to vote. Anybody else want to share their experience with early voting? If you like to early vote or you like to wait till Election Day?
I like to early vote because there doesn't seem to be as many lines and things like that. And it seems to be a quick and efficient process. And it actually, I can do it by where I'm working and stuff too, like at lunchtime or something, I find.
And I think I like to vote on Election Day because I just like the adrenaline of voting, and seeing other people out there voting, and it just makes me feel like, it's a good day to get your voice heard. And it's something that I love to do with my husband. and hopefully my kids when they get old enough.
Yeah, I like the early vote too, because that way it frees up some time on election day to actually go push some people else to go out and vote. So I can volunteer all day on election day until we get an election day holiday. So until the election day is a day off, early vote's the only time you have a weekend to go vote too.
That's a good
Excellent
point.
point.
There's lots of things you can do on election day to get people to the polls. And I mean, that was always my thing, was to vote on election day because it was like to be part of the process, and there's nothing wrong with either choice, but now I kind of go with early voting, take my daughter along, start that process, make it relaxed, and then vote. Election day can be more intensive getting folks out there.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to share some initial information. Oh, Lydia, I don't know if Lydia has a preference. I think she has the sweetbread as her preference right now, right?
Sorry.
Like, what are we talking about?
We're having a good time over here. There's music playing and it's great music. This food is great. So when I eat good food, I like to dance. But yeah, I like to early vote. And especially as Gabe mentioned, election day is not a holiday. And unfortunately, a lot of us may not be able to make the time out because we got to work, right? Which is absolutely crazy because, right? So I do like to go vote on weekends. Yeah, I also like to get the sticker, and everyone
I do too. Actually, yeah, I do like I
I
prefer the
voted.
early voting as well, just because it's convenient as a mom. It's easier for me to be able to work it around my schedule with my kids and everything. And then I'm usually one of those that does wait until the last minute for everything, but just not for voting. Because if something happens and then I can't make it on voting day, then like my loss, So that's one thing I do like to knock off as early as possible. So it's definitely a preference of mine as well.
All right, well, while the lucky ones at Casa Azul get to jam out, we are going to share.
We need some background music or something.
Yeah, we're going to share a little bit of information around the Texas House of Representatives. So I'm going to go back to sharing my screen. Let's see, we had success the first time. We'll see if we have success the second time. Let's see, is it loading? Is it loading?
should do a dance. Dance.
You're good to go, Alex. It's going.
It's there.
It smelled the coffee.
We see it.
Computer smelled the coffee. Good. Or the tea. You have two tea, so.
All right. Well, thankfully we're getting stuff out there. All right, so Lydia or somebody who would like to read some of this information around the Texas House of Representatives.
Yeah, so for Texas House of Representatives, who's running for the 2022 primaries, let's do some quick facts. There are 11 elected positions total in Tarrant County. So 8 of those 11 are held by Republicans. 3 of those 11 are held by Democrats. And so all 11 elected positions are up for re-election. They have a 2-year term. And this is interesting because 2 elected positions have no Democrats running, and 2 other elected positions have no Republicans running. So we'll dive into that a bit later. And the job description for these, the job description is.
Yeah, it's maybe a little slow.
Did it not change? Uh-oh.
But I can read it off of Ken's screen. Maybe you have to stop sharing and then reshare again.
Yeah, let's try that. Let's see.
This is
Maranito.
very good. Also, I like to taste it and then like drink a sip, and it's a good blend.
And then dance.
And then dance a little.
And more caffeine.
And by the end, be like, shaking.
All right, looks like it's
Vote, Alex.
Oh,
There
okay,
you
there
go.
we go. So for the job, what is the job of the Texas House of Representatives? And as Alex mentioned yesterday, this is different from the US House of Representatives. So we're talking about Texas House of Representatives.
oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
You need that sound, that TikTok sound. Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah,
oh, no,
these streams
oh,
are
no.
testing my bandwidth, right?
Okay, so the job is there are 150 representatives in the State House of Representatives, the lower chamber of the Texas State Legislature. The term is 2 years. So some of their duties includes rights and votes on state laws, proposes state constitutional amendments that are voted on by statewide ballot, votes to uphold or overturn a governor's veto, all bills to increase taxes, appropriate funds, or raise revenue must start in the House. The House can bring impeachment charges against statewide office holders. Charges are tied in the Senate.
So a huge shout out to TerranVotes.com for collecting this information for people to be able to learn a little bit more about their House representatives. And yeah, there's a lot of work that's done here. I want to highlight the budget in particular because a lot of people don't realize the size of the Texas budget that's done every 2 years. And if I'm remembering correctly, it's about $250 billion. And so that's a lot of money that Texas has to allocate and figure out where it needs to go and impacts Tarrant County and our communities in terms of those allocation of those resources. The two largest things that Texas spends money on that the Texas House starts in their process with their budget process is towards public education and healthcare. And so this is why it's really important for us to make sure that we are electing folks who are wanting to do the best they can with allocating those funds and making sure funds are available so we have a strong, robust public education system and strong healthcare support for all of our family, friends, neighbors, community members. And so the House plays a huge part in kind of setting the tone around how that money can get allocated going through that budget process. And once again, it's a good reminder that a lot of people think of elections happening every 4 years because that's the presidential election. But just like we talked about on Monday with the U.S. Congress House of Representatives, for the Texas House of Representatives, this is a 2-year term. So every 2 years we'll be voting for these folks to represent us. But instead of going to D.C. like the U.S. House of Representatives, these folks are going down to Austin, to the Capitol, and their legislative session is usually every other year. And so in 2021, there was a legislative session. There's not a legislative session this year unless the governor calls a special session. So people we're electing, they won't start doing legislation work until 2023, starting in January. So we want to get the people in office who are going to be ready to do the good work there.
And Alex, one of the things that I love about your explanation of this is that many people don't know that distinction. And so it's important for us to be able to share that with like our family members, our friends, like to make the distinction between those representatives. So thanks a lot for just making note of that. There's that difference between our House of Representatives.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many levels of government that make decisions and represent us in different ways that impact us. And it's really, our goal to try to help people understand those different levels of government. State government kind of gets overlooked, but it's hugely important. And I think people don't realize that the economy in Texas is one of the largest in the world. We're a state in the United States of America, and so we're one of 50. But we're actually one of the largest economies in the entire world. We have a larger economy than most countries and even larger than Russia. So a lot of people don't realize that. There's a lot of work that needs to be done to allocate those resources. All right, I'm going to try to share TerrantVotes.com. Let's see. Everyone buckle in. This is like a roller coaster every time this is attempted. So we're going to see if this is going to go okay for Tarrant Votes. All right, We got some good momentum. So as we share, tarrantvotes.com is the website where we pull that information. They have information as well if you need to register or verify registration. So this is a good spot as well for you to learn about that, as well as sample ballot info, which we'll be sharing. But we're going to go to the March 1st, 2022 part of their screen to state government, and we're going to scroll down to the Texas House of Representatives. And so first we'll take a look at their page around the Texas House of Representatives. And as we've been sharing, you know, some of these representatives have an annual salary and some of them don't. For the Texas House of Representatives, they have $7,200 a year, $7,200 they get a year for salary. And they get an additional $211 per day when legislature is in session. And so the legislature is in session every other year, as we mentioned, for 140 days. If there's a special session, that's going to go for 30 days. And so they get that extra $211 bonus per day to be able to help, I think, cover some food and maybe some expenses and things. They also have a staff that supports them. So anytime you interact with your legislator, always, you know that their staff is working hard. We want to support the work that they're doing so they can help all of us share our voice and our concerns with our representative. So once again, with their website, you can go to a district and you can see who is running. And we'll have some more information about who's running in these races, but just a great resource, tarrantvotes.com. All right, I think it's time for another coffee break, right? So how's everyone doing with their drinks?
I'm
Very
great.
good.
I'm feeling it. It's good stuff. Getting the sugar from the sweetbreads and the caffeine.
It's the most alive I've ever been.
So Ken, Gabe, Lydia, do y'all have a second round of drinks y'all are navigating through?
Oh yeah, we need to rock, paper, scissors,
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Lydia is live streaming for real.
It's all fair. No preferential.
And we're all witnessing it also. Yes, absolutely fair.
Yeah, so Joseph, we all picked our next round of coffee and he's probably working on them now, and hopefully he can come over and talk to us a little bit about his business. He just opened up November 22nd, my birthday actually. So it hasn't been open real long, but this place is beautiful. Lots of space. Maybe we could do a tour at the end, kind of walk around and show us the space that Joseph has here at Casa Azul. A lot of outdoor space as well, where I'd love to be. It's just a little too cool for that, but in the future for sure.
I would love to ask Joseph like his inspiration. Like what was his inspiration for opening up, this coffee shop? Because I mean, it's really creative for my take and a lot of very dear to my heart flavors. So I'm really curious to see how he came up or decided to do that.
Right. Yeah, we'll have to ask him those questions for sure.
All right, well, while Lydia's picking up y'all's order, we've got a couple of comments in the chat. Kathy Ives has joined us on the live stream. She shared that she's got her iced teas. So there's another tea person in the Tarrant County community. We like to try to find each other because we're not as many as the coffee community.
Oh my goodness.
And so Martina, thanks so much for engaging folks on Facebook. Super appreciate that. And we'll start posting those links that we've been sharing here shortly. So for my second drink, I'm going to share that I got an Earl Grey tea. But one thing that Joseph does special and Casa Azul does special is I do a London fog. So they put a little vanilla syrup in the tea just to give it that little extra flavor. So for the Earl Grey, I add a little vanilla. It's called a London fog. I get my soy milk. And it's delicious. I love this tea. I usually start with the chai, and then when I'm heading out after a few hours, I get my Earl Grey on the way out.
Okay, so you tea people, I actually do very much also like tea, but I like it when it's I like, I guess, all kinds of teas, but my favorites are the ones that you can add a sugar and cream. I guess it's all about the sugar and cream. If you can put cream on it and yeah, so I actually do like that quite a bit as well. My first preference probably is still coffee, but I do enjoy a good tea for sure.
So I'll entertain everyone with a coffee story of why I'm a tea person. So I was about
Yes, do tell.
10 or 11, and at the mall, sometimes at some of those big department stores, they're trying out different gadgets and they're trying to have people sample. So they had this new coffee machine that made multiple flavors, and I looked at my mom and I was like, "Ooh, can I try some?" And she's like, "Sure." So not ever drinking coffee before, I took the little cup of French vanilla or whatever it was and took a huge drink, burnt my tongue, and tasted burnt coffee for a few days after that. And never
Never
wanted
again.
coffee really after that. Or every time I taste it, I taste that taste and I'm like, it's not my thing.
Traumatizing.
So trauma is why I don't like coffee.
Tongue trauma. Alex, it's the first time I've ever heard of that.
Yep. That's what's
So your tongue is
scary about
"Oh,
these
no,
live
I don't want
streams,
any more."
Yeah, the
Truth comes
trauma
out.
in the background, they come out during these live streams, right?
Right.
My goodness.
Wait, so Leslie and Misty, what's your favorite that you tried out of the three?
Okay, so I know you guys are kind of taking one drink at a time. The problem with having three is that I'm literally like circling on, and I take one drink and I take another drink and I take another drink. So probably my favorite would be the tres leches latte, because that's more common, like the taste that I like, that sweet, very sweet, milky flavor. But if you were talking about just something that's really gonna like wake you up, that mocha brings me home. That Mexican mocha really like brings me to my childhood. And then the cortado is like I would get if I'm literally waking up at 5 a.m. and I need like something just to seriously wake me up. So that, just to answer your question, all of them, just different scenarios.
Sounds good. Maybe I should have gotten the last one. In the face. No, I know I'm for you right now.
I absolutely love the Mexican mocha. That is my absolute favorite, because it has it has a little bit of strength to it, but yet a smoothness that is so and then the mocha, you can't have enough mocha in your life, and so Mexican mocha is my favorite. Yes.
That sounds like a t-shirt needs to be made, right?
Yeah, we should become food bloggers. Let's just go around tasting.
Really? Right.
I think we've discovered a new talent of ours, because the way that y'all described it was like poetic.
So like the savory and fruity, or yeah, I know.
It was a good experience. Alex, would you be able to share their menu? Oh, you're on mute.
You're on mute, Alex.
Let's test the internets here and let's see if I can pull this
That's
up.
a big ass, Lydia. That's a big ass.
Casa Azul's menu is like it's amazing. So
I'm looking forward to some of the coming soon items, like the horchata one. I'm curious to see how that one would be.
yeah, we can see it.
There we go.
All right, so casaazulcoffee.com is where you want to go. The best coffee in Fort Worth, Texas. I'll give them that support and that claim. All right, so this tells you a little bit about them, and here is their menu. See, I'm going to see if I can. Okay, there you can see all of it there. So we tried quite a selection between the group of us, huh?
Yeah.
So this horchata latte is coming soon.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I may even try it, even though it's coffee. I may try that because
Oh wow.
Who can deny horchata, right?
Mostly milk.
Right.
It's not. So
To
you're
be
fine.
fair, I can only drink iced coffee, so it could be like negative 20 degrees outside, and I'll be walking in the streets with my iced coffee. So it doesn't.
Good to know.
Everything with iced coffee.
Yeah, and hopefully we can have Joseph stop by. Things are busy, and so he's serving a lot of customers. But if he's able to stop by, then we'll be able to introduce him to everybody. But on their site, they have a little blog section, so you can learn more about him. So this is a picture of Joseph here in action, making the coffee happen there. And the Landeros family are an amazing family. And so you can learn about them. They do a lot of great work in Fort Worth, a lot of support for the Latino community and the community at large. And so, yeah, support Casa Azul because it's just a great thing for Fort Worth.
Yeah, and it's great too. I know with COVID and everything, there's a lot of space here. So even right now, I feel really safe here in this corner. So it is, and then there's a great patio outdoors as well. So if you ever need to come and work, there's good open space here.
All right. Well, we're going to jump into a couple of other things that we have that we want to share with you guys. And so there's some tools to help you continue to kind of find some information regarding the primaries. So we're going to ride the share screen roller coaster one more time here and go through a couple of these things. Oh, actually, let's see. Let's check in with Lydia because I think they have some new activity happening. They may want to share some stuff that's going on.
Oh, we're just trying to figure out if this is my drink or not. And I got. Oh, it is mine. It is mine because Ken picked it up on the table.
It's like,
I think I'm stealing people's coffee.
yeah.
So I got. So this is what it came because I got it iced, and so I'm pretty sure I poured that into there, right? I mean, I don't drink this, right?
Take the shot and then you do the chaser. And then you lick the sugar off the masapan.
Yes, pour it. Lydia, pour it.
Thank you, Leslie.
Don't listen to
Okay,
those
here
two.
we go.
Oh my gosh.
Leslie saved you from all. Beautiful.
Oh no.
Ooh,
Okay, I'm gonna pour. Right.
there we go.
And
That's
look at
awesome.
that.
That looks
That's
so good.
magic.
Which one is this?
I'm so
Yeah.
happy I did my nails too. Just all around a good experience here. This one is the Ice Cafe de
Oyo.
Oyo.
Ooh.
So I got it iced. I asked Joseph what is good ice drinks, and he suggested the Ice Cafe de Oyo. Oya? Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
So here I am trying it. Putting the straw on. It's too much. Oh no,
Oh,
I dropped
no.
my lid.
A little full. Let's see.
Oh.
Oh.
No, it's so funny. You're like, I get the cup,
All
I
over
pour it
me.
in,
Well, when your hands are
I
like
get my
this,
straw,
it's hard.
I put it in the cup. Martinez
to-
through everything.
Sorry,
Lean
I'm
over and
not
take a
it.
sip back.
Sorry, we're having a good time over here.
So good.
No, it's just hilarious how you're walking us through your whole process. It's like I grab the cup, I pour it in,
I
I'm
poured
taking
it
out
on
my
myself
straw.
a little bit.
I am about to drink. I am enjoying it.
This is really good. It has like some cinnamon in it.
Right.
Oh,
Cinnamon and
The piloncillo.
Cinnamon.
piloncillo.
Yep.
Okay.
Dulce de piloncillo. Yeah.
Yeah, this is really good. I'm not normally
Yeah.
a big fan of cinnamon, but it's just the right amount of taste. It takes you to a different experience in this life. I don't know. I was trying to be really poetic with
Really pleased.
Missy and Leslie, but it's really good. I suggest it. It's the Ice Cafe de Oyo. Oh yeah.
I drink cafe de olla when we go to Mexico because like that's to me, I mean, yeah, you can make it here, but obviously not at my house as good as it is when we go to Mexico. For some reason, it just tastes better there. So I'm curious to taste it at Casa Azul. Probably
It's
be
good.
really
I
good.
suggest it. And then their drinks are coming. So thank you guys for going through that process with me. I'll know that this is not my calling in life to do
It was
this.
amazing. It was great.
But you know what I
Martina,
was
were you gonna-
thinking? Leslie is so right. When I've had the street tacos in Mexico, it was different, and nothing has ever come close to that. And so I can understand what she's saying about you when when you're there. But I'm sure that that Casa Azul is close or to but when you go to Mexico, it is like so
It's just,
wonderful.
I mean, like you just eat
Yeah.
tacos on the street and it's like fine.
Yes.
Like I don't care what's
Yes, it's
around me. It's all
right.
about that taco, Like I don't care.
Yeah. And
It could be clean, it could be
nothing,
dirty. I don't care.
right?
That taco is great.
Exactly. And nothing compares. It's just amazing. You're right.
Sorry guys, I'm like getting emotional thinking
Yes.
back.
Well, those are some good experiences. I definitely want to encourage folks to, try some street tacos if you're in Mexico, right? All right, I'm gonna share my screen and we're gonna ride this share screen roller coaster again to talk about how you can see information for you as a voter. All right, it looks like that was successful. So you can Google Tarrant County voter lookup. You can go to the tarrantcounty.com website and get to this place. But this is where you can look for your registration, fill in your name and your date of birth. And then this is what it looks like. You get information about different people that represent you in Tarrant County. It still doesn't show everybody that represents you in all the different seats and all the different roles, but it does give you some good information. And so here you can also download the sample ballot. So they have an English, Vietnamese, and English, Spanish Democratic sample ballot, and English, Vietnamese, English, Spanish Republican ballot. And so this is what it looks like. So then you can come take a look at all the people who are asking for your vote and get prepared on who you want to vote for in all of these different roles. And when you go up to vote, you'll let them know if you're going to vote in the Democratic primary or the Republican primary, and then you'll be able to cast your ballot. The other thing that we want to share is who represents you. So you can Google who represents me, and this is one of the tools that are out there. You fill out your information to be able to see that. So I'm just going to put the zip code for 76116, and that'll give you an outline of what that area is and who represents people, who's the representatives within that space. So we're going to go to state representatives, and here you can see how the map changes, and you can get information on the different districts on people that are representing you now. And so with these tools of finding out who represents you, plus going to tarrantvotes.com to find out who the candidates are, that allows you to be able to have the information so you're prepared to cast your ballot. And we definitely want people to be able to use all the tools they need to prepare their voting plan. All right. The last thing we're going to share is who is running in these seats. And so let's switch to that screen. I think it's when I share Instagram that it's the most troublesome. So I don't know what's up with that, but we're going to try it. All right, we've got a success. The adrenaline pumping through, getting this successful has been very invigorating. All right, so we're going to go through the different districts and the people who are running. Anybody from Casa Azul want to read through these as we share them?
Alex, I think this is, oh no, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Wrong. This is the job. Never mind.
Yeah, Gabe will read it. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
Gabe will read it.
Yeah, sure. Let me put on my glasses so I can actually see from here. But yeah, so like I said, we have 11 districts in Tarrant County. So District 90 is currently represented by Ramon Romero and has no Republican opponent. this election. In House District 91, it's currently represented by Stephanie Click, and she has 4 opponents in the Republican primary: Benjamin D'Amico, David Lowe, Anthony Reed, and David M. Sylvie. And we'll have no Democrats running in the Democratic primary.
Sorry, can you hear us?
Yeah, we can still hear you.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Okay, cool. And then House District 92 is an open seat. That's like when we said, been redistricted after the 2020 census. So this is kind of a newly drawn district. Has no current incumbent. Running in the Republican primary is Joe Livingston. So presumably will be the Republican candidate. In the Democrat primary, it's a 3-way race between Tracy Scott, Salman Bojani, and Dinesh Sharma.
All right, we got some 92 residents, right? District 92 residents on this live stream.
Then in 93, so in like North Tarrant County, and the Republican primary is Carrie Moon, Laura Hill, and Nate Schatzline. And running on the Democratic side is KZ Chaudhry.
And just to comment on that, in that race, the reason there's no incumbent is because Matt Krause is not running again. He's running for Tarrant County District Attorney.
Mm-hmm. Also, drastically changed the lines on that. It used to be include some of North Arlington. Now it's just North Tarrant County. In 94, which is in Arlington, it's currently represented by Tony Tinderholt, and he is running for re-election with no Republican opponent in the primary. And then in the Democratic primary, Dinesh Sharad running for that race. And House District 95, it's currently represented by Nicole Colliers. That's the South Fort Worth district. She has no opponent in the Democratic primary, but running in the Republican primary is Taylor Mondick. And House District 96, so Southeast Tarrant County, like Mansfield, South Arlington area, currently represented by David Cook. He has no opponent in the Republican primary and will have no Democrat running in the Democrat primary. So he'll be a state rep elect basically as soon as this is done. All right. Is that all 11? That went by fast.
Oh, we've got another section here. So we're gonna.
Instagram only allows you 10 slides. So.
All right. So, and it continues.
Sure. All right, cool. So in House District 97, it's currently represented by Craig Goldman. He has no opponent in the Republican primary. But on the Democratic side, we have Christopher Rector running, as well as Lauren McLaurin. In House District 98, this is currently represented, this is like northeast Tarrant County. It's currently represented by Giovanni Capriglione. He'll have Mitchell Ryan running against him in the Republican primary. And then on the Democrat side, Shannon Elkins is running in the Democratic primary. In House District 99, it's currently represented by State Rep Charlie Guerin. He has no opponent in the Republican primary. And on the Democrat side, Mimi Coffey will be running for that race. And in House District 101, this is also southeast Tarrant County. Chris Turner's our current state rep. He has no opponent in the Democrat primary and will have no Republican running in the Republican primary. So another state rep elect.
Yeah.
That was all of them, right? Yep.
That was all of them.
Representative now. You can go to link on the screen, bit.ly at Tarrant Reps to see more info on the candidates, tarrantvotes.com.
Yeah, and just also to add that the deadline for candidates have passed. And so when you see no position or no opposition running, then that's kind of how it is for the general election.
I guess there could be third-party candidates since they don't have primaries. Those Libertarian and Green parties decide by convention. And so that'll come around in around March-ish. So there's a possibility there could be Green Party or Libertarians in some of those races. But if not, then they're the only ones in the ballot.
You did a really good job.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you.
Awesome, dude.
Should be a newscaster.
Have our own little
Dave,
voice.
great job. And the microphone and the environment you guys are in is all perfect. But yeah, just to emphasize, there's 150 seats in the Texas state House of Representatives, and Tarrant County is electing 11 of them. And so for a state our size, Tarrant County has a lot of influence on how the House of Representatives are going to navigate, the new laws that are going to be proposed and things like that. And so we want Tarrant County residents to make sure that they're voting for folks that align with our mission, which is, we're working towards a safe, just, equitable, and inclusive community in Tarrant County. And we want to see representatives that represent those values and that desire for Tarrant County, because the reason we're Tarrant for Change and the reason we're collaborating with organizers from all these different communities, with all these different organizations, is that collectively, as community organizers, we see the need for change. And so this is a good opportunity in this primary election to start making that happen. Leslie. Oh, you're on mute, Leslie.
Okay, so is it okay for me to share? Because I was looking up my district and I know it's going to be changing a bit, but I mean, just to look at it right now, I see that like how close my current district was at the last elections, talking more specific for presidential, but just so people realize how important it is to vote, red won by 0.2%. That's how close it was. It was from 49.2 red to 49 blue. So just FYI, that 0.2%, like we can really, really make a difference if we get out there and vote. Sometimes I think it's so easy to think like, why does it matter? It's going to happen anyway, but it really does make a difference. So especially there's so many that have gotten so close that we could easily, be able to influence that decision if we just get out there and vote.
Yeah, that's an excellent point, Leslie. There's a lot of districts in Tarrant County that have had very, very close races. And so, there's an opportunity for the community to come together to truly make sure that the person who's going to represent the values that we hope are going to get represented with the safe, just, equitable and inclusive community. It's very close. If that representative isn't representing those things, that it's very close to be able to get a representative that will. And so we'll see what happens with the redistricting changes. As Gabe was sharing, some of these have changed in some pretty dramatic ways. But we'll see what that impact is after this election cycle and how people can impact it. All right. Well, I think everyone is super caffeinated, and we know Lydia has the shakes from all the caffeine. And
I just got a Cubano, so I'll see how much more caffeinated I can get.
Oh my God.
Live.
That's a
Joseph
shot right
said
there.
He's going to come. So he's making just one more latte and then he's going to come and we can talk to him.
Nice. Well, we can hang out until Joseph comes around. Have no problem doing that.
Background music.
I would show y'all around.
Actually, sure.
Wait, can you join on your phone?
Either is fine. Yeah.
Can we show y'all around this cafe?
Yeah, let's do it.
Because it's a really cool cafe and there's awesome art here as well, as you can see. So we'll have Gabe join on his phone.
Throw down some Selena. Lydia, you got this. Come on.
Cause I'm dreaming of you tonight. Oh, here's
All right.
Joseph.
And this is the marzipan?
This is a marzipan latte.
Okay. So I'm having the marzipan latte, and I'm going to let Joseph, the owner of Casa Azul, come in here and sit down and tell you a little bit about his place.
I really
We're
feel like
enjoying
this is a
morning.
podcast.
Yeah.
So here's a
Is
microphone.
this the camera?
Yeah.
Sweet. What's up, guys?
So welcome.
Hello.
Well, thanks for
Hey,
being here.
Joseph.
Alex, what's up? Good to see you guys.
Hi, Joseph.
Welcome. Thanks
So
for being here.
These are
Martina.
delicious.
Oh, I know Martina. What's up, Martina?
Yes, Joseph. The last time when we first met each other, well, not met, but you know what, hung out, was at Starbucks. But now there is no need.
There's no need.
That's it, right?
No, I'm not a hater of Starbucks, but
No.
we're doing something different here.
Absolutely.
Casa Azul has been kind of a lifelong dream. I think everyone kind of wants to have a coffee shop, right, and just a place for community and connectivity. I used to frequent all kinds of coffee shops growing up, going to school, even in high school, and just a place to kind of meet up and hang out. And so the opportunity presented itself. I have a really awesome
I call her my non-silent business partner, but she's also my wife, Annette Landeros. She's definitely someone that has been a supporter and partner through this process. And you know, the inspiration of Casa Azul is just on the notion of there's so much rich culture and history within coffee, especially in Latin America and South America. So having a space to kind of present those different flavors, and also kind of the artistic creativity that comes from my own culture, and being able to present that to people, at least here in Northside Fort Worth, has been a huge honor. So we're really excited to be in the neighborhood. We opened up November 22nd, so we're still fresh on the scene. So it's been a lot of fun, man. Yeah.
It's a great coffee shop.
Yeah, thank you.
What's your favorite thing on the menu? Can I add
That's easy, man.
Which is your
Capilla.
favorite child?
Yeah.
that?
Capilla, it's pretty historical drink by Mexican standards. It's traditionally brewed in these big clay pots. So your grandmother would put a bunch of coffee, a bunch of cinnamon, and a bunch of what's called piloncillo, which is just brown cane sugar. And so you put that in, you put it over flame, and ladle it out, just en masse. And so we've streamlined it a little bit, but the spirit of the drink is still there. So yeah, piloncillo is just brown cane sugar. You ever see it on the stores? It's pretty familiar once you actually see it. So man, we're having fun here, just being kind of creative with different flavors that is you would see but haven't necessarily had a chance to experience in coffee form. So we're still innovating and have a lot of options to choose from. So stick around. Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks
so much
for
for
having
having
us
us.
here.
Cool.
Really cool place.
It's been great talking with him and trying these drinks, and y'all trying the drinks too.
Did you hanging out with Selena?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, this is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, Lydia was about to throw down a song. I think what she said.
the space also offers for kind of creativity and free thought and free spirit. So we've presented a number and are actively seeking out Latino artists and people in the neighborhood that are from the neighborhood that are willing and open to presenting their art. So it's definitely a cool little space for some creativity. So I appreciate y'all being here.
Yeah, well, once again, thank you for
Thanks.
having us.
Thanks, guys. Cool. Well, I'll let y'all sign off, but thanks for being here.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks so much, Joseph.
So make sure you guys go follow Casa Azul. I think it's Casa Azul Coffee. It's also in the graphic, like behind Leslie and Alex. And did we want to go through the shop real quick just to show, or?
Yeah, let's do it. I can spotlight Gabe's phone here. Let's see. Where is Gabe? All right, there he is.
Yeah. Hey, everybody. Okay. Oh. Yeah, here's the corner where we've been hanging out over here. Atlanta poster. Hey, everybody. Okay. And then, so you can see it's got a pretty big space around here. We got lots of nice couches and areas to hang out. They got the front part up here at the front with a drive-through here as well. So you can definitely come through and grab a quick coffee from there. And I can run up here real quick. We can even see, you can see a lot of the great art and design around here. And going outside, we have a lot of great outdoor space as well. So a lot of cool places to come out and enjoy coffee. It's kind of a warm day. It's actually not too bad out here right now, but you see it when you drive past. You can definitely tell that it's Casa Azul. It's a very blue building.
Yes. That's huge.
All right, so huge shout out to Gabe for giving us the tour of the place. Definitely somewhere we want to encourage folks to hang out at and to be able to check out. A great location in Northside Fort Worth. And we hope ultimately that our conversation and live stream helps you get a little better handle on the Texas House of Representatives and just the process of engaging in the primary, the tools you can use to be able to get the information. We want everyone to make a voting plan so that they are prepared, whether they early vote or they love the adrenaline on election day like Sharonda. We want to make sure that you're participating. And if you haven't registered, once again, you can still register for future elections because we have elections, multiple elections every year that we need Tarrant County residents to participate in. We know a lot of people participate in the presidential election every 4 years, but every year there's multiple elections. And so we'll be talking to folks as those come up throughout the year. But the first one for 2022 is the primary. So that's March 1st with early voting starting February 14th. Before we sign off for everyone, does anybody want to have closing remarks or closing comments either on their Casa Azul coffee or on this live stream or the Texas House of Representatives or the primary, whatever it is? What's final comments people want to make?
I just want to say one thing that I know Joseph was saying that he is looking for local artists to display their art, Latino specifically. I consider myself one, so I wonder if he would want to display my art.
Definitely.
Leslie, I love it. I love that. That was so on point.
Well, I think you have a better
I'm just
chance,
saying,
Leslie, than
it's a
than
big
I
place.
do. You know, I think if I was a 6-year-old, he may consider this, but knowing it came from a 39-year-old, he's probably like, let's find
I'm gonna have
someone
the
else.
kid wall. It's like, here's the kid wall art, and that's where
Yeah,
Alexis is
that's
gonna
where mine
go.
belongs, the kid wall.
Okay, in all honesty, no. I just thank you guys for one, delivering this to our homes because they were delicious and a great way to wake up. They were so, I mean, honestly, the coffee itself was just really good. But the conversation was also really good and informative. I don't think just to myself, but for everyone. So to be able to have these, organizers come together, discuss these topics that are so important, making it in such a fun way, like talk about a nice way to wake up. So I really enjoy it. I really enjoy the conversation. I really enjoy you three out there locally. Y'all really made it fun. I'm still waiting for the song to end the call. But other than that, I mean, really appreciative and thankful for it.
I just want to say that I've had Mexican sweetbreads before, and I'm getting them all over everyone. But thanks, Lydia. But it wasn't until this morning that Gabe and Joseph informed me that it's so much better dipped in coffee, and I'm really enjoying that. Yeah, so learning something about elections and about Mexican coffee and Mexican sweetbreads this morning. So great to be with y'all.
And I have to agree. I want to just say, I think this morning coffee just really shows the importance of doing things like this as a community. And Alex, I just felt like that whole idea of a safe, just, equitable, and inclusive community is represented right here. This is the goal, where you can have different ideas, you can have different backgrounds, different perspectives, but we come together to talk about and discuss how we can use our voice to make the community we want to see, so that Casa Azuls are possible, and for all communities to be able to have that cultural experience. So this was absolutely awesome. Once again, I said that last night. I'll say it again about this one. We are really representing the community that we want to see happen in Tarrant County. And I think that this is a great way of just starting small, but it's going to become a big thing.
Yeah, that's great, Martina.
And then Lydia, you can go ahead and sing us out if you want to.
I don't think my voice can do justice to Selena, but I'm just happy we sat in front of this amazing picture. So make sure y'all come out and support Casa Azul. And it was this is so much fun. I love working with all of y'all. These organizers are amazing to be able to let the community see our interactions. And this is pure 100% us. I don't know if you can tell, and this is also how our collaboration team meetings are. And so we are showing up how we always show up. And so, yeah, if you're ever interested in joining or just want to get involved, we would love that. But yeah, so it's been amazing, and I can't wait for tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be, we're going to be Generation Showdown. So it's going to be the generations trivia. So let's see how millennials and Gen Z and
Gen X.
do it. And so, and I'd
Right,
like,
Ken.
I'm not too sure what time tomorrow is. 7:30, maybe. I think.
Yeah, it looks like the goal is 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock start time.
Okay, so 7, yeah. I was in between, but make sure you join us. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna see how much the Gen Xers know about millennials and all of this stuff. So how much millennials know about Gen Zers. I'm on TikTok, so I know. But all right, well, thank you guys.
You're muted.
Misty or
Alex.
Sharonda, any comments y'all like to make? Well, thanks everyone for joining us. As we said, oh, go ahead, Sharonda.
Okay, I was just gonna say thank you guys. I really enjoyed this. Also, how important it is to make sure people know that there are other elections out here. You know, we focus a lot on the presidential, the ones that they want us to focus on, and we don't give enough attention to these other elections. And so I hope people that watch this really gain some information and knowledge on the other elections that are out here, and that they share this. So share, guys. When you watch this, share with some friends, share with family members, because we really have to get the word out, and we really have to bust some of these myths that are out here that my voice doesn't matter or my vote doesn't matter. We really got to step it up, especially in our communities that seem to kind of we just going with the flow because we're not affecting any changes right now. So we got to get out there and we got to affect some change.
Lovely, Sharonda. Great way to end our live stream this morning. Thanks so much, everyone, for joining us. We'll be talking to you again tomorrow, and stay plugged in. And if, like Lydia said, if you're an organizer in Tarrant County, if you're an organization working towards that safe, just, equitable, and inclusive community in Tarrant County, let's connect. We want to collaborate with as many organizers and organizations that are focused and passionate about this actually happening in Tarrant County, because we want to see that change happen, right? So thanks, everyone. We'll see you guys again soon.